A lot of people ask me, how do you go about becoming a really great known YouTube movie reviewer? What are some tips? What are some advice that will make you stand out as a credible YouTube movie reviewer? You know, the most important one that I always give, and I see it across the board, always give out a random obscure fact about the movie, about anyone in the movie, cast or staff.
Titanic. This movie had the same gaffer as Home Alone.
Another great tip, always criticize the characters for never having anything at stake.
They have nothing at stake. Even as the boat's sinking, I don't see enough panic in their face. I don't see people swimming hard enough.
You should always question, why was something in the movie? Or why is this scene in the movie?
And in watching this movie and watching Leonardo DiCaprio's character and Rose, their characters bond and form and everything, I just couldn't believe the scene where he did the painting of her and she stripped down to her birthday suit. And I'm just thinking to myself, what does this matter? What does this have to do with this boat, this ship, this iceberg? What?
It never hurts to tell your audience that if they're a fan of the franchise, they're probably gonna like this movie.
Let me tell you something, folks. If you're a fan of any kind of movie that deals with boats or water, you're gonna be a real fan of this one.
You never want to look directly into the camera, or look directly into the camera while making a lot of hand gestures at the same time.
Titanic. This movie starred Billy Zane and Leonardo DiCaprio, and also Bill Paxton, one of his last starring roles in a movie. And we also know that Billy Zane is probably considered one of the greatest actors.
Never be decisive about loving or hating anything. Anything.
All I could think was how much I liked this movie more or less. Given the fact of all the things I disliked, I cannot agree nor disagree.
It helps to find a minor historical flaw or something in the movie that you can tie back to a historical problem in order to build up your cred.
I just couldn't help but notice Leonardo DiCaprio's haircut, okay? It drove me nuts, okay? That is not a circa mid-early centuries haircut.
Doesn't matter how minor it is.
Everyone knows the iceberg sizes were. That is not
used like a lot of other people said.
like a lot of other people were saying about this movie. The character Rose, when she goes down below the decks and starts dancing with Leonardo DiCaprio's and the other stowaways characters, she just picks up those dance moves a little too fast, in my opinion.
Like a lot of other people said. My next tip for you would be to make an observation or a point about something in the movie, and then immediately make a contrasting observation.
Oh, it was just really good, but sometimes a little too much.
Argue with your own point that you just made.
When you watch the ending scene, okay, when the Titanic capsizes and then it breaks in half, the CGI is just incredible. But as the boat starts going in the water, I'm just looking and going, well, that's obviously fake. That's way too much CGI. I mean, they had the studio with all the water in there. Couldn't they have just used a little more practical effects? But the CGI was so good when the bodies were sinking.
It helps to keep your reviews as mostly a synopsis, a summary of the movie.
So, Titanic. It is about a ship that sailed in the early 1900s containing a lot of people. It was going way too fast one night. It hit an iceberg, sank, split into two, sunk all the way to the bottom of the ocean. Thousands of people died. Some people didn't. There's your movie. Alright, let's see. 88%.
If the public is negative, you're negative. If the public loves it, you love it.
Well, thank God that movie did good in theaters. Now I can talk good about it. And so, Titanic, we've got a great movie, one of the greatest movies of all time, absolutely deservedly needed to be the top grossing movie of all time, let alone 1997, 1998, any time frame. This movie is one of the greatest movies ever. James Cameron.
And then, to get some extra revenue from YouTube, I will do a
spoiler talk.
spoiler review.
You love